guy, and today we're going to talk about Canadian sales for marijuana since legalization. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it. And give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I appreciate it. So today we're going to get into this. So Canadian legal sales were 2.65 per person since October 17th. So I did some crunching of the numbers, and I figured out that it'll be about 784 million per person. I mean 784 million for the whole year based on this data, because it's $2.65 per person for 6 weeks. So if people stay at the same rate for the year, it'll be 785 million. But later in the video, I'll get into it why I don't think it'll necessarily be that. Okay, so I don't know why I did that. So BC, there was 69 cents, okay, for the time. It's yeah, so 69 cents right there. Yeah, right there, 69 cents. So now that's 46 cents per person. But I'm pretty damn sure that people smoke more marijuana than 69 cents per person for 6 weeks on average. I think that there's got to be at least 30 to 40% of the population that's using marijuana in some type of form every month. I mean, maybe there's only 25%, but still at 4.8 million people in BC, and they're basically, if it was 25%, it'd be about 1.2 million people, and I think that those people would probably spend about $10 per person at minimum. Like, that's an average, and it's probably more around the name of around $50. So it's probably around 50 million. So then you divide it by 4, so it's probably around like 12.5 or more than that for the time. I mean, it could be anywhere from $100 average, and then you divide it by 4, because maybe 25% of the population only does it that much, uses that much, and it would be about $25 for instead of having 69. So that's about like 40 times more sales that BC could be getting if they performed well on the rec sales for BC. So there's a long ways to go for BC. Alberta's doing pretty good for their population. They have around 4 million or so. So that's not bad. If there's 4 million and everybody's using 4.53 per month, that's around like 16 million, like 18 million. So then you times that by 12, that's around like 200 million, I think. So Ontario has a bigger population, but they're not using as much, so they're pretty much, I mean, or maybe they just have illegal sources. So yeah, it's interesting because the sales are bigger in Alberta per person versus Ontario. So whether that's the case, that also a lot of people in Ontario are medical patients, so maybe that could be part of the reason. But it's also just the fact that people use the gray market, and or maybe just Albertans use more marijuana. They have more disposable income to spend money on marijuana. It's a really hard question to really decipher, but I think it's also to do with the fact that there's not any stores in Ontario yet. So come in the like the springtime when Ontario has some stores open, because they did the 75 lottery. So however many of those succeed till April 1st and open on that day, then that's gonna help the sales in Ontario per person go up from $1.54, could get up to maybe like $4 or $6 or $7 like eventually per person, and it can get up to maybe $10. So maybe in a year or two, instead of 1.54 per person per month, then it's like 10 to $20 per person. It could even get up to like $30 or $40. Like, so I mean, the sales are just coming. It's just really early days. You gotta think about it. Canada's the only legal country. So if they make a thing, and USA has legal states, but it doesn't have the whole country being legal. So you gotta think that if people are tourists and they want to come to a country and do marijuana, Canada's the one place to go to if they set it up right. I mean, that's up to making it in the tourist section, to things like having places to buy them in every town, so it's accessible for every person in Canada or tourists. That's really gonna increase sales. So I mean, Nevada has somewhat of a tourist marijuana sector already, but Canada could blow it out of the water if they do things right, because USA is not very well liked right now. So you could see people coming all the way to Canada if we set up a really cool legal system for recreational market, like whether they have coffee shops eventually, or just like certain it's called bed and breakfasts, things like that would really make a difference in the legalization in Canada. So I mean, I think it's early days, and there's edibles coming on in the end of the year, so sales are going to improve from there. I mean, things are going to be more expensive with the concentrates and the edibles and topicals. So the amount of money people are going to spend is going to go up. It's going to go up. Eventually, it'll be per person, because whether they use it for CBD or they use it for health and wellness, or medical, or for recreational purposes, like when they have CBD infused beverages, like the things like can really compound, so if every month things get better for the whole marketplace, like it's more attractive for users, then people are going to come to the recreational market, and they're going to switch over from spending money in the gray market. And also they're going to people that didn't use it with capsules, like if there's CBD capsules or just THC capsules, like people would spend money instead of getting drunk, like try the capsules or the oils. So it's really going to change the game, and it's just like a slow conversion where people are going to slowly get into cannabis. But so I think at the end of the year, for the first half of the year, it should be around maybe 400 million for the first 6 months, but then in the last probably months, it's going to be maybe anywhere from 700 million to $1 billion. So I predict that the whole marketplace in Canada for 2019 will be around 1.2 to 1.8 billion. So the rapid sales are going to come. And I also didn't count because 400 million for the first 6 months, and then say 700 to $1 billion, that's only equals 1.1 billion to 1.4 billion. So that's like excluding the medical market. And I think the medical market last year was probably around 150 million. So in 2019, it should be around 200 to 300 million. So you add those numbers up, and it should be around like 1.6 to 1.7 billion in sales that I think is going to be in 2019. And that's the kind of number I think middle of the road should be around 1.5 billion, but like low road would be 1.2 billion to 1.8 billion. And I kind of think that's going to happen just for sales in Canada. I predict that's probably going to be the amount of sales for all of Canada. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to go on about, and I hope you enjoyed this so far. I'll go into the total of 54 million in November, so, and there's 43 million in October, so there's more sales in the beginning of October, but per week, because people were just trying it for the first time. But now it's like 54 million, and so yeah, I mean, I think probably December was probably pretty good, and we'll just see, like, the more stores are open in the spring, there could be some really high sales some months with tourism as well. So yeah, I think the number is gonna go up to closer to like 1.2 billion to 1.8 billion. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a little bit of stuff. And again, this is just it's not investment advice to buy or sell a stock or anything like that. It's just knowledge on where the market, I believe, is heading for 2019 for marijuana sales. And I hope you like this video, and please subscribe for future entertainment and content, and give me a thumbs up. Helps my channel grow, and I appreciate it. And until next time, peace.